Greetings, and welcome to this episode on Geeks First. You know, it's very few times that I get to review a product on launch day, but I was able to find this Kayo Armory deck, and I have some very interesting opinions on this product. So let's dive right in. Hey, future editing Jake here. I just wanted to add this because some folks will not watch the whole video, and because of that, I just want you to know the following. 1, please buy this product if you're a new player, especially if you want to get into Classic Constructed versus the Blitz format. It's a solid first adventure into the world of Flesh and Blood. Please know this video comes from a place of love in the game, and don't let my overreaction to certain small things or kind of satirical jokes within this color your opinion or misconstrue that the game is in a bad place, because it is not in a bad place. Also, don't let others dictate to you that this deck is subpar or not competitive. Just enjoy it for what it is. It has a place, and we kind of now know exactly where that is. I still very much hope that LSS improves overall the content for this box for future releases for the reasons that I state within the video. Originally, when I looked at this, I had some issues with the sideboard or lack of sideboard, and I felt that was a bad call. But after sleeping on it, I feel that choosing that you have exactly 60 cards as a player and not having any other options to shuffle up and play is actually a pretty good call. I really wish there were additional cards like Oasis Respite and a full suite of Arcane Barrier, even from like back in the Arcane Rising days, so that it's not a complete shutout if you do happen to run into arcane damage from a wizard at a CC Armory event near you. Otherwise, please enjoy and feel free to leave a comment below. Let's get to the video. Obviously, it's probably pretty well known that I'm a fanboy of Flesh and Blood, and when they do good things, I like to call it out. And when they do weird things, I will also be as apt to call it out, because I'm here for the truth. And I actually feel that this product that's sitting in my hand, as you can hear, missed a mark. And that's putting it lightly. It is not to do with the contents of the cards. Well, I could care less what they put in here. They could have put 60 commons. They could have put 60 rares. They could have put 60 majestics, 60 legendaries, 60 heroes. I really don't care. That is not the point of the part that I have quarrels with. As I begin to start evaluating other TCGs, because that is something I like to do, such as Battle Spirit Saga, video coming soon, or One Piece, video coming soon, mostly because I do like to compare and contrast the differences between stuff. Or, as an example, this nice Star Trek customizable card game from the era of 1999, I think is when this came out, right? Where's the copyright date on this bad boy? Whatever. Anyways, it's old. Old AF. The cipher doesn't even exist anymore. But you can see here clearly this is a 2-player starter. Now, that is not what we're talking about when it comes to this KOCC deck. Flesh and Blood is, and we will start with that, a little bit different as a collectible / game than other games like One Piece and things of that nature, because there is a different methodology to playing that most people need to be aware of. Now, products like the Dory vs. Reinhardt 2-player starter deck would be more in line of things that I would like to see more of, but that's not really the point of this. The point is they have iterated over time, and back in the day you had this Monarch 2-player learn to play, or in this case, Blitz decks. This is what they came out with. There were 4 of them for the heroes. I believe this was the first they did this. And these were just the standard. You get 40 cards, you get the hero, and that is for the format Blitz, right? Because before that, they had classic constructed variations of that. When we look at the product, Kayo CC deck, right? This is the new iteration or new version of what they are trying to bring back, because the only other time we've released decks were these original 4 heroes from WTR. We had all of the heroes, and they were in these boxes like this. So you would get 4 of these decks, and those decks basically were just a CC deck in the form of a little box just like this. Now, I'm going to wiggle this with my microphone. These came in a bigger brick, very similar to this, but in a larger size. I don't have the brick, but I do have all 4 of these decks. So I can say that, you know, obviously these 4 decks here, this was the original variation of how Flesh and Blood released these, and they came in there. This one's still sealed as an example. They came with a little hero handbook, right? Like, this was, for intensive purposes, this was pretty decent for an initial product, right? That was, with nothing on the books, that was a great start to what would, in my opinion, be a stepping stone to something greater. Now, we're not going to talk about the IRA welcome decks, which are the things that would be handed out to players, you know, to kind of get them into the game. That's like a different, smaller stepping stone where later they're going to come back to it. But why I'm concerned, right, is this, to me, the packaging looks kind of, I mean, it's good. The LGS one that I was getting it from basically kind of made a comment. They said the box is a weird shape. I could care less about the weird shape boxes, right? That's cool. It looks cool on the shelf. It draws somebody's eye to it. But the point is, I feel like, because we're going to open this in a second, I've already talked to some people, it sounds like they've missed something. And we're going to hone in on the things that, while, again, I love Flesh and Blood, I feel we need to talk about some of the missing things that they've managed to somehow maybe backtrack on. And I don't know why they backtracked on it. So when we look at the Blitz decks, again, a different product line, different suite, right? We have these really nice, you know, concise. Now, granted, there were complaints I had about these where once you sleeve the deck, it's impossible to put it back in here, right? There's no guide, no basic, simple how to play. Look, I'm going to open this one piece right in front of your eyes. And basically, look at that. There's a little piece of paper. And then obviously this is, you know, it's a different game, but you have your deck, you know, nonchalantly. And right then and there, without a phone, without a piece of paper, I can just bing, bang, boom right here, pop that open and start reading how to play. Same is true for Battle Spirit Saga. Same is true for Cryptic. Same is true for Lorcana. Same is true for Decipher, Star Wars card game. Same is true for Decipher, Next Generation. Same was true for actually World of Warcraft, the card game. Same is true for Sorcery, the TCG. I'm just looking around at things I have here. Same was true for Pokemon, collectible card game. Same is true for Magic the Gatherings. Most of, if not all of, some of the kind of starter-esque type decks. I know, I'm beating a dead horse right now, but even with the two-player Dory vs. Reiner, which everyone shit on, I love this product. It came with a playmat. Paper playmat, but a paper playmat. It came with a lore book. Now, I would say this was the pinnacle of what I was hoping that this product would have been, with those two items, plus a additional, just a how to play, just a very simple rule. So let's go ahead and let's pop this open, and we'll confirm the theory that is been told to me. So we're gonna right here, look at this. It's gonna be nice, and we're not even gonna go to the top down view. Oh yeah, the opening. Now again, the thing that is a little concerning, right, is this is designed to get players into the game, and if this is their first experience with Flesh and Blood, right, this opening experience is going to be what they want to see. Now, granted, I get they're going light on packaging. They're trying to be green, probably, and I appreciate that. But this thing is flapping around inside of here. But at least it's in an inner foil. But that's it. That is what you get. You get this. This is what you get. These get thrown away. This is what you keep. That's the most important part, right? But we don't have... We've lost the playmat. We've lost a lore book, and we have not gained a simple piece of paper that very clearly could have fit inside of there that said how to play. I understand that they want you to go to the website, they want you to watch videos, but look at the size of this paper. This is from One Piece, right? And there's that box. We're gonna go ahead and reassemble this, right? I'm gonna put that in here. Now just imagine for me, pretend like I'm a banana, and look, it goes right in there, just like that, and then boop, right inside the box. Oh my gosh, holy moly! Look at that. I could add the lore book. I could add the playmat, and look at that. That product, that's a 10 out of 10 right there. That's 9.5 out of 10. That's the PSA, CGC, BGS, LMNOP. That is the cat's meow with those items. Without those items, this is not what I hoped for. And I am allowed to be disappointed. I'm allowed to express my frustration with something that I thought was going to be a stinking home run. Now, I'm not even going to get into the other topics where I've heard from other people. I think Staxwell just had his canceled. Apologies, buddy. That sucks for you. Sounds like Wes Sloopdoop couldn't get a hold of him because his LGS didn't have any, right? I lucked into my LGS locally, got these. Now, I don't know how many they got total. I think there's a grand total of, I think I saw maybe 6 to 7, maybe 8, something like that. It could be 12, could be a half case, I don't know. But they had enough, right? They had enough to get people in. And that's it. I mean, we already kind of know. I mean, I will still go over the cards. We'll go to a top down here in a second, right? But they've had generations to look on this. They've had the Blitz decks here. They've had the Tales of Aria Blitz decks. They've had all 6 of the, you know, History Pack 1 Blitz decks. They've had the 2 Uprising Blitz decks. They've had the 6 Outsiders Blitz decks. They've had the 6 Heavy Hitters Blitz decks, right? They've had the Tolarian Community College, all 4 of these, you know, round the table products where you got a nice fancy playmat and a box. The next version, Part the Mistvale, right? You're getting the 3 decks and you're getting a playmat in there. Why couldn't they just put a paper playmat in? Where'd the box go? I lost it. See, look, why didn't we get one? I'm disappointed. I'm not disappointed at the game. I'm not going to leave the game. I'm not going to quit. But I think this is constructive criticism. I think that this is just a polite video that shows that I'm passionate about the game and that I think that this was a miss. And it stinks because I think as a person who wants to get people in the game right, this CC deck is great because I'm going to have it with me so that if somebody is at an event, I know I don't do as many events because I'm very, very busy right now. But if this deck is with me, I can hand it to somebody and they can play. And worst comes to worst, if they're a brand new player, I can give them the deck, right? They can literally use this deck to play. That's the whole point of this deck, is it is designed to be an all-in-one Armory level event deck. Armory deck right here, it says. And they do, I will say at least on the back, have a QR code, right? And when you scan that QR code, my phone is here. That QR code, I believe, goes straight to, it says QRAD Kayo. So that goes to a web page that once you bring that web page up, again, is not really, it just basically gives you a video on the deck tech of how to play, some information what's next. So again, being green, I understand what they were trying to do there. But not everybody has a cell phone. Not everybody has access to the internet. Not everybody has the time, effort, or energy to want to sit down and watch a video on how to play versus reading something or learning it as they sit there. And I think that that is the only complaint I have about this product at this point. Other than that, I think the box art is cool. It's fantastic, right? This is the first of it. They've announced the Bolton one. That's coming soon. Sadly, I feel like the Bolton is going to be the exact same as this. It's just going to be a plastic, you know, paper insert with the deck inside it. I believe because they're so back-to-back, right? This feedback will not have been able to have been absorbed, and we'll see what the community says, right? Like, I may or may not be the only person that has this thought process on this. And it is nice that, again, they specify heavy hitters in here, because as a person that has been through the game and knowing that classes exist and knowing that this is a brute deck, right? How you get brute cards? Well, we all know that WTR had brute. We know Crew had brute. We know technically in Monarch they had brute. Now they have brute in the heavy hitters. But for players that don't know that, right? A store owner that may only have a certain amount of products or something weird on the shelf, that's good that they call out, look for heavy hitters. So that is a strength of having that on the box. Now, hopefully, because heavy hitters is new, right, they're going to have that side by side on the shelf, boop, boop. And when a player walks up, they're like, wow, what are these products? Why would I want one over the other? I know my LGS has a bunch of their boxes and then had these boxes next to it. I'll try to throw the photo I took of that when I was at the shop there. So, yeah, I get it. I know that that's kind of a minuscule thing to be aggravated at, but I thought they learned a lesson with this. I thought that more people talked about the things that they liked, and I get the price point was $50. Price point's $40. Different thing, right? A 60 card deck, 2 40 card decks. Either way, I'm not worried about the price point anymore. Even at $50, I still think that Wall was a little high. This could have been a $40 product, and most people are selling it for like $30, $36, whatever. This is still good product. So now I'm going to go ahead and jump to the overhead, and we'll get this out and take a look at what we are looking at. And by the way, to call something out, I bought this from my LGS as well. It was $40, right? So this compared to this. Now, granted, this is an old game, right? But this 2-player, get a box, And you get booster packs inside it and all sorts of stuff. So like different time, different era. But this was $40, and I think the MSRP on these when they came out was maybe even like $20 or $30. Price of inflation, whatever. I'm sure that doesn't really count anymore, but you get the point. So let's go to the overhead and talk about the cards. All right. So now my head's disappeared because we don't need to see me. This is the Kayo Armory deck box. Again, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to actually put this on the playmat that I felt like should have came in the box here. Just for those that are watching this at a later point, you do not get a playmat that shows you the zones of play. You do not get a paper playmat in this product. You do not get a paper playmat in this product. That is thing that you do not get. But I highly recommend looking for a playmat, purchasing a playmat, getting a playmat to learn about the zones in this game. So, the Kayo deck here, we got the hero. Boom, right there. Kayo. Armed and slightly dangerous because he's missing a single arm. Now, again, I'm not going to talk anymore about the negative aspect of not having the playmat and not having a how to play in this. We're going to look at the cards and talk about the look and feel, right? So again, brand new cards, very nice. This is awesome. The cards themselves are labeled AKO001. Maybe Armory Kayo, Armory KO, something like that. So is the hero double-sided? It is not. So you only get the adult because, again, this is a CC. Now, you got your one weapon here. This is a single hand, so we're going to stick that over in the weapon zone. You got this cute little QR code, which does the same thing as on the back of the box here. Embrace the thrill of combat and unleash your inner beast at the battleground. Embody ferocity and establish your dominance in the terror of the arena. And then there you go. You get the full art of the hero that you can place on top. So that's cute. I like it. You got some tokens here. You got a couple of agility, might agility. Looks like they should be the same card. AKO 27s, AKO 28s. So they're identical in cards. Tokens that are needed for this deck. Now it looks like they put all the bling up front here, right? These are all of your Majestic cards. So this card, I believe, Savage Beatdown, you got 3 copies of that card. This is a Majestic. This is number 12. Looks like you got 2 of the Strength Rules All card. 3 Bear Fangs. So let's go ahead and put the Savage Beats and the Strength Rules All. Now Bear Fangs here, this is a reprint. This is a card from a former set. Pulping is also a card from a former set. Wild Ride, that I definitely know was Everfest, so that's cool. Clash of Agility, I believe this is a newer card. It's a hybrid Brute and Warrior action card. I believe this one came out in Heavy Hitters. Wreak Havoc, that's also a reprint card. Humble is a reprint card. Rally the Rear Guard, that's a reprint card. Bear Fangs reprint. So those are all cards that you could get in other locations. Now, Assault and Battery, off the top of my head, I believe this may be a new card. I don't actually recall off the top of my head, but you'll notice that it's a 5 attack. So that means that due to his ability here, which says you have 1 weapon zone, right? So when I asked earlier about where's my second weapon, that was the joke because he is one-handed. You don't get 2 weapons, you get 1 because he'd be too powerful. So you get the Mandible Claw, which means that in this deck, this pre-constructed deck, you really are looking at only having a single weapon, and it looks like they may have not given you a choice in that. Now, what is this? Is this, you got some foils in the back. That's why you only got 2. Okay, we'll come back to this. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. You get a cool foil. All right, let's circle back. So, Assault and Battery, right? You got 3 copies of that. Now, I will admit this is a step in the right direction because back in the Doryverse Rhinar Classic Battle days, you would only get 2 copies of certain cards or 1 copy of a certain card, and then you would need to fish for and or buy additional products to be able to do that. They learned their lesson, it seems like, so that's great. You got Pound Town here. I actually don't know if that's a new one or not, but that is something. Definitely know that is not a reprint. Wreck-A-Romp, that is a reprint card. Run Roughshod. Run a Rudolph. This must be a new card. Play only if you discard the card with 6 or more this turn. Well, that works because of his ability, because when you get rid of cards, boom, boom. So we'll put that over in the new pile. Smash Instinct, a WTR card. Definitely know that's a reprint right there, so that's cool. And that's neat because they've moved the symbols over the side, so there you go. Reincarnate, definitely that, I believe, is a Dynasty card. That's a reprint. Riled Up, that's a reprint. Agile Wind-Up, this is a newer card from Heavy Hitters. Mighty Wind-Up, you got 3 of these. This must be, I think, a newer card, maybe? Definitely, that's a new card. That's some sexy artwork right there, man. That is top quality. I like that. I'd like to have that as a playmat, actually. That's beautiful. All right, then we got, we only got 2 pieces of equipment here. So we got the leg, which would go over in the leg section way over here, which is off screen. You got the head, so let's move these out the way. We know what the hero is, so we would have a leg. Actually, you know what? I'll rearrange this for your viewing pleasure here. Hold on one second. There we go. So you have a head over here. You got a feet. You still have your hero and weapon, and then these were the 4 backwards cards. So these were, that looks like a the 3rd copy, Strength Rules All, of your Strength Rules All. So that finishes out that play set there. So that's neat. So if you're looking for a full play set, right, that means that you're going to have to get 3 of these to get the 3 foils. So that is a chase type card in that scenario. It looks like you got your brand new, this is definitely a new chess piece here. This is Savage Sash. It's a Majestic, right? So in this setup here, right, you're getting a decent amount of Majestics for your deck. And it looks like this is the Destroy This action card. Cards with 6 or more attack cost you 1 less to play. Endgame, go again. It does have Temper. So Temper is a keyword here that when the combat chain closes, if it defended, put a -1 counter. If it has 0, destroy it. So this is basically a 1 use, and then probably at that point choose to do the action or do the Temper. So there's a either or kind of a thing. So that's your chest, and then you got oh, that's the 3rd of that rough wherever it went. So hold on, these are all, this must be the new one. So 3 of those, 3 of those, 3. So that would be the 3rd one of that. So these are again your newer cards, tokens, and this is your arms. So the arm slot here is a Hide Tanner. The Hide Tanner is a Majestic. It looks really cool. I like the foiling on this, actually. Surprised there's no cold foils in this. I actually wonder if maybe one of the Armory kits coming up or something, like one of the prizes will be a cold foil version of like this new sash or this. But when you discard a random card with 6 or more, you may destroy this. If you do create 2 might tokens, it has Battle Worn again, but it only has 1, so if you choose to block with it, it will destroy at the end of that chain. Overall, let's see. Let's actually do a full count of cards. We're going to stick those back in the deck. These would be out. Your tokens are out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 57, 58, 59, 60. Okay, so you get exactly 60 cards. So there's kind of a good and a bad here, right? The CC rules state that I believe your entire pool should really be, I thought it was 80. So you would have your deck plus sideboard plus things. So 60, 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means you really have about 15 cards worth of additional cards you could add to this deck to get it to your full 80 for your CC rules. But from a open the box, I'm doing nothing. I know nothing about this game. I'm sitting down for the very first game I'm ever having across from somebody who's willing to teach me the game and give me a paper playmat because I'm salty about the not having a playmat. Then you can know where the zones are at. You can play. You can slap your Kayo Armed and Dangerous down. You can draw up your hand of 4 with your intellect because they're going to tell you exactly what that means. And they're also going to go ahead and say that you have 40 health, which means, honestly, this product, minus the rule not being physical and the paper playmat, I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. I think that overall, the delivery mechanism is great. But the need for a playmat and a book that states instructions is a very simple add, in my opinion, and is a kind of a huge Debbie Downer for the people that I think would want to have that. Other than that, yeah, I'll take this and we'll sleeve it up and we'll get it to an event and play. I like that there is at least, like, look at this. There's a total of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 Majestics in this whole deck, right? And then the rest is literally commons, rares. Look at that, and that's a good evaluation of most CC decks that are at the general to moderate use level, right? You're not going to have legendaries, probably. I mean, you can upgrade in this gear with legendaries, right? You can go buy packs, you can look for stuff, you can trade things in and out, you could use generics, right? All these here just say brute. You don't have any generics, you're not running a tunic, you're not running a skull cap, there's no arcane barrier here, obviously, so there's some wizard weirdness that you can throw in, but obviously, just a couple of cards. I'll probably make a little video of how to upgrade this deck, so look for that coming up after this, talking about things like maybe some arcane barrier pieces of equipment or Goliath gauntlets, because that would be, I mean, I guess not really, probably this is probably better than Goliath gauntlets for this, but I mean definitely some sort of yeah, we'll look at some options. I'm sure people have already kind of wizard up some of that, but again, it for what this is and where it stands, what it's aiming to do, this is a solid first step. It is a solid reintroduction of classic constructed decks. I am very excited to see this. I'm not very excited I didn't get a paper mat. All joking aside, James, team, Legend Story Studios, I appreciate you. And I really hope you take this to heart. I'm not trying to be a butthead, but there are definitely some, in my opinion, things that could benefit players and player growth. As a person that, again, is starting to dive into a lot of alternative different games to learn things, just from a perspective of education and seeing what the like for like in different game systems are, I think just a couple of small little knob turns here and there will go a long way to make this product so above board that it's going to be considered a home run and everyone and their mother will want it. So, what do you think about the Kayo Armory decks? I know that there's been some discussion, both good and bad, different various versions of, I can't get it or my LGS can't find it. And obviously this being the first one, I'm sure that there is a lot of things to possibly work out. But again, I still stand by my rating here. I still think that the overall aesthetic pleasing box makes it stand out on a shelf, right? I think that the cards are the most important piece, and a player walking in that has $40, because this was exactly $40. I think the price tag is right here. $39.99. That is going to let somebody jump into the game of Flesh and Blood for an affordable price, get them some very nice cards to begin with, and after a couple of rounds of maybe playing, winning some prize packs, they can grab some stuff, upgrade it, or choose to go to TCG Player, buy some singles, and upgrade their deck as they see fit. That wraps everything up. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody, and I think I recently just hit 475 subscribers. I try not to talk too much about subscriber count, but I really want to push to try to get to that 500 and more, and sooner or later to that 1,000 mark to really grow this out. And I greatly appreciate if you've stuck around this long. If you're one of those original OG 475-ish, 400 and 500, whatever it gets to, it means so much more than I can put into words. So, thank you. And until next time, may your games be fun and your friendships grow. Cheers. And leave a comment about your thoughts on the Kayo Armory deck, the first of its kind, the only one armed deck you can get to go to your classic constructed night and jam a game in style. Your captain.